Today, President Biden signing a proclamation designating a national monument in honor of Emmett Till. The 14-year-old was abducted, tortured, and then murdered in 1955 after being accused of whistling at a white woman in Mississippi. The monument will also honor Emmett's mother, Mamie Till Mobley, who played such a pivotal role in bringing her son's fate to a national audience, and she fought to keep her son's story alive. President Biden, speaking earlier today, said it was difficult to, quote, temper his anger in preparing his remarks.
No matter how much time has passed, how many birthdays, how many events, how many anniversaries, it's hard to relive this. It brings it all back. We were talking about Rev as if it happened yesterday. Today we join together as I sign a proclamation designating Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley national monument in both Illinois and in Mississippi.
The president choosing today, the day which would have been Emmett Till's 82nd birthday, to make this announcement. So joining us now is Dr. Kaye Whitehead, professor of communication, African and African American studies at Loyola University Maryland. Dr. Whitehead, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to join you today.
So obviously this is very historic. There's been this recent resurgence of Emmett's story in the national zeitgeist here. Why now versus at any other point in the nearly 7 decades since he was murdered?
I think we are right to have this moment. We have been pushing for some form of justice, for some form of monument, some type of memorial to mark this moment. I think it's important that we stop now, while we're thinking about critical race theory, while we're thinking about African-American history, while we're thinking about the future of this country and where we go from here. This is the moment when we have been wrestling with what happened to Emmett Till across 4 generations. My grandmother cried about Emmett Till. My father remembers where he was when Emmett Till was murdered. I remember him telling me, and then I had to shoulder that burden, and I've taught my son. So that's 4 generations of a Black family that has been wrestling with the history and the memory and the horrific tragedy that marked the death of Emmett Till. So this is the time, and President Joe Biden is definitely stepping into this moment and marking what the family has been fighting for years.
Yeah, and Doctor, they've had to make some of these memorials bulletproof, as you know. Is that the right thing to do? And what does it say to you, I guess, about society as a whole that does have to happen?
But we know that we have in our society, the foundation is built on white supremacy, on racism, on a hatred of Black people and the history of hatred against Black people. We have to make these memorials bulletproof. We have to put shields around them because there is a fight to erase the true history of our country. We cannot force feed our children lies about this country. We have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly that makes up who we are. That's how we come to grips with it. That's how we think of the past, and that's how we unravel who we are at this moment. The ugliness of this moment is the fact that we have to make them bulletproof. The truth of this moment is we have an opportunity to talk about it and confront it.
Yeah, and the talking about it is so important. Doctor, so this moment, obviously, this memorial recognizes both Emmett and his mother, Mamie, of which, if not for her, many people would not know Emmett's name or would have been long forgotten. How vital was her role in all of this?
I have, in so many ways, thought deeply about Mamie Till. I'm a boy's mom, like Mamie Till, raising 2 African-American sons and wanting to embrace them, protect them, shield them, stand up for them until they're able to stand up for themselves. Mamie Till lifted up her son when he was alive, and at the moment where his spirit needed her the most, which is after he was murdered, telling the world, I am going to mark this moment, open the casket so the world could see what they have done to my baby. That's a moment of courage. That's a moment of power and tenacity, and one that we as mothers take as a sign of courage, because not every mother can step into that moment and say, you know what, I'm not going to allow you to forget. You will see my pain, and you will sit with me in this space, and you will do it forever, because Mamie Till made sure we never forgot.
I was just going to say that. I mean, seeing her grief, nearly 7 decades ago, it still resonates in 2023, and it will never be forgotten. Dr. Kaye Whitehead, we certainly appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.